Hi, welcome to Skill Hub Academy. Today we are going to be taking a deep dive into the WordPress block editor, in other words known as Gutenberg, and how we can use it to create our posts and pages. Before we proceed, let's know what Gutenberg is all about. Gutenberg is the code name for the new WordPress editor called Block Editor. It was launched sometime in late December 2018. And before then, we used to have the classic editor, which used to basically look like your notepad or your Microsoft Word editor. That's how the classic editor used to look like. But then, around December 2018, WordPress decided to upgrade. They decided to make a major upgrade, and came up with WordPress 5.0, which came with the Gutenberg editor. And it essentially contains blocks, which you can use to build better web pages. So the block editor, which is also referred to as Gutenberg, is a WordPress page builder, basically, which contains series of blocks used for building web pages. Now, each item you add to your post or page in WordPress is a block, right? So whether it is a paragraph you add, whether it is a heading, an image, a video, a list, a gallery, an audio file, and so on and so forth, any item, any content element that you add in your page or post is a block. So blocks are content elements that you add to the edit screen to create content layout. So there are blocks for all common content elements, and you can even add more with plugins. So that's what a blog is. We use blog to build better web pages, even without necessarily using a page builder. That's the whole idea of Gutenberg. Gutenberg comes with different content elements, which are referred to as blocks, and those blocks allow us to build pages visually, even if we don't have to use a page builder. So there are different page builders which we can use, and Gutenberg, or the block editor, is the default WordPress page builder. And we can as well use it to build very beautiful web pages and create stunning posts without the need for an external page builder. So today we are going to explore the different kinds of blocks and how we can use. Now let's begin by logging into our dashboard. Always remember to enter your admin URL on the browser. This is your admin URL. You have to enter it on the browser and click enter to get into your WordPress dashboard. Before we learn how to create pages and posts using the block editor, let's first of all know the difference between posts and pages. They are basically one and the same thing, but there are slight differences between posts and pages. So think of pages as the static content you have on your website. The static content that doesn't change frequently. You don't have to change it frequently. Those are pages. Whereas posts, on the other hand, are the dynamic content that changes. You keep updating them very frequently. You keep adding posts, blog posts, or blog entries frequently and updating them constantly. So those are posts. But pages, on the other hand, are more or less the static content on your website. The content of your pages don't change very often, unlike blog posts. So another difference between posts and pages is that you can add categories and tags to posts, but you can't add categories and tags to pages, right? Posts can have categories and tags, and you use these categories and tags to classify or to group your post. You can have a website that talks about different things. Could be a blog talking about different. You might be Your blog might be about different subjects or different topics. Just like in my case, I talk about Facebook advertising, I talk about blogging, I talk about web design, I talk about so many things in my blog, which are all related. Uh, so I use categories to differentiate or to categorize the different segments of my blog. So there are certain pieces of my blog content which are about Facebook advertising. There are others that are about business, online business. There are others that are about different aspects of marketing, including affiliate marketing, digital marketing, and so on and so forth. So you use different categories to classify or group your post content. And that's the same thing with tags. You know, when you create categories, you can also add tags to your post to really explain what your post is all about. You can add that to your blog post, but you can add categories and tags to pages. So right in your admin dashboard, you can choose to create categories from here, categories and tags from posts. So if you point to post and click on categories, you're going to be taken to a window that looks like this, where you can create different categories. Just like you can see here, these are categories, different categories. If you publish a post and you don't categorize it, you don't add a category to it, it is going to be classed as uncategorized. Right? It is the same thing with tags, or a similar thing with tags as well. You can create tags right from the post menu and assign them to your content, to your post during the post editing process. So that's one way to create categories and tags for your post. Now, even if you've not created your categories and posts, during the post creation process, you are still able to create categories and tags right inside the editor and assign them to your post. So that's the second way to do it. You can create your categories and tags ahead of time and assign them during the post creation process. But if you don't want to do that, even while you're creating a post, you can still create categories and assign them to your post. And now, if you want to see the post, all the posts you have published, you only need to point to posts and click all posts. Once you do that, it is going to open up this window, and you are going to see a list of all the posts that you have published. This is the only blog post here, the default blog post that has been published. Hello world. This is the author. This is the category. It's uncategorized. So that's that regarding the difference between posts and pages. So now let's begin by creating our posts and pages. To create a post, locate post from your dashboard menu and point to it, then click add new. When you click add new, it is going to open up a window for you to begin to create your post. Now, this is our block editor. And the first thing you're going to see is to add the title of your post. So you need to enter your post title from here. So haven't typed your post title, it is time to begin to create your post, and that is where blocks come into play. You're going to need different blocks depending on the sort of post you want to create. So the first thing you might need here is the paragraph block. But before we learn how to add the paragraph block, let's take a look at all the available blocks in the default editor. To see all the blocks that are available for use, you need to point to the plus sign up here. When you point to it, click on it, and it will expand all the blocks for you. These blocks are grouped into sections. So the first section here contains the blocks that you use in your website very frequently. The second option is for the most common blocks. The third section is for the formatting blocks, layout elements, widgets, embeds, the Yoast structured data blocks. This one came with the Yoast plugin that you installed. And these three are the Jetpack blocks. So there are different blocks which essentially are different content elements which you might need in order to create content both for your blog post or pages. So now to add any block, that is any content element, you only need to click the plus sign here and choose the block you want to insert. If you want to insert an image, for instance, you only need to click on it here. If you want to insert a gallery, you want to insert a header, you want to insert a paragraph, you only need to click the block element that you want to insert, right? You can do that by clicking the plus sign up on the toolbar here, or even the one directly below here. So each of them is going to open up the list of blocks for you to access. So now, after entering your title, you can start off by picking up the paragraph block and start typing. And you can do that by choosing it from here or choosing it from here. So once you pick up the paragraph block, the cursor, you're going to see the cursor blinking, which means you can begin your typing. But then let's take a look at all the available blocks and what they are meant for. So to see all the blocks available to you, that is the different content elements, you have to click the plus sign here and open up each of the sections and take a look at them. The paragraph block is used when you want to add a paragraph text. If you want to insert an image, you will have to come here and click image. If you want to insert a heading within your content, you have to choose the heading block. This block is used to insert galleries. If you want to insert image galleries in your content, you're going to choose this. If you want to add a list, that is bullets, which are used to number a list. If you want to add it, you're going to choose list. If you want to add a quote within the body of your text, you have to select the quote block. If you want to import an audio content into your blog post, you're going to use this. If you want to add a cover image, if you want to add a file in any other file format, let's say a PDF file, you're going to choose this. If you want to add a video, you can choose the video block. And there are other options here. If you want to add a markdown, if you want to add a code, you want to write a code by yourself, you can use this to add both a markdown and a code. If you want to switch to the classic editor, you can use this. And there are other blocks which you can experiment with. If you want to add a custom HTML, you want to add a table, you want to add a verse, a pull quote. And there are other block elements. If you want to add a page break, this is how it looks like. If you want to break your page, you can use the page break. If you want to add images, you want to compare images, let's say before and after, you can use this image compare to add those sort of images. If you want to add a slideshow, this is the block to use. If you want to add tiled images, you want to create buttons, clickable buttons that you can add links to. So let's say you're creating a landing page or you're creating a content on your blog and you want to add a button that people can click to. This is the block to use. You can also add columns within your content. You want to group certain blocks. This is the block to use. And if you want to space your content, if you want to add a separator, there are blocks for that. So there are series of different blocks which you can use. You can add a search block. You can add social icons within your block. You can add forms. You can add star rating and even calendars, including short codes. So there are blocks literally for any piece of content you want to create in your post. You can even embed stuff from different services. You can embed your latest Instagram posts. You can embed GIFs. You can embed your Google Calendar, embed your podcast player, and so on and so forth. You can even embed a YouTube video, a Facebook post right inside your your post, and a whole lot of these other services. You can as well embed content from these services right inside your WordPress page. So there are so many of them, and you also have some blocks which will enable you add how to and to add facts, frequently asked questions within your post. You can optionally add some jetpack blocks. For instance, you want to create an open table or you want to add payment forms, you want to add other blocks. You have to explore the tabs. Let's say registration form, contact info, feedback form, an appointment form, your business hours, RSVP form, contact form. You can do that all with blocks. So there are, like I said before, every piece of content, every content element has a corresponding block for it. You need to explore all the blocks within the Gutenberg editor and see what you can do with each and every one of them. So right now, let's try to create our post and experiment with some of these uh, content elements referred to as blocks. So first off, we've entered our heading or our title. To start typing our paragraph, we need to pick up the paragraph block. So click here and choose paragraph to start typing your first paragraph. And then when you're done typing the first paragraph, to move to the next paragraph, you have to press the enter key on your keyboard. So only press the enter key when you're done with this block. Let's say this is my first paragraph. I want to enter the second paragraph. I am going to press the enter key and begin the next paragraph right away. So I've typed in a couple of paragraphs here and I am not done yet. Let's say I want to add a photo. I want to add an image in my post. I am going to press enter first to move into the next block section. And from there, I can come here and choose to add an image. So if I click the plus sign, I'm going to scroll down a bit Or I can quickly type here to search for the block I want to insert. If I put image here, it is going to open up. Yeah, it's going to give me some options. What I want is the image block, which falls under common blocks. I only have to pick it. Once I click on it, I'll be able to insert an image into my post. So there are certain options. So I can choose to insert an image by uploading an image that is inside my computer. I might optionally choose images from my Google Photos or from Pixels, the Pixels free images. So it's a free image library. You can insert image that already exists inside my WordPress library. So there are three options. If I select image, if I choose select image, I can insert images that already exist inside my WordPress library. I can, if I connect my Google Photos account, I can choose images that I've saved there. I can as well pick free images from Pixels, or I can just easily upload an image that is in my computer. So by choosing this option, or if I have a link to an image, an external, both an internal or external link to an image, I can choose it from here and insert the link. Once I insert the link, the image will appear right inside my post. So let's upload an image from my computer and insert it inside my post. So I'll click upload and choose the folder in my computer where the image is stored, and I'll insert it right inside my post. So the image is being uploaded. Once you upload the image, you can add captions to your images. So now I have fully inserted this image inside my post by uploading it from my computer. So there are several things I can do with this image right now, but I want to only add a caption to it, and then I'll move on to add other content elements. This time around, I want to add a heading. I want to add a heading in order to start the next paragraph. So I'll come back to this plus sign, I'll point to it and click the heading block. I'm going to select the heading block from here. So it is amongst the most common blocks. Like you'll see paragraph, and you should also see heading. So the heading block is used to add different kinds of headings to your content, to both your pages and your blog post. So I am going to choose it from here. Remember, I can as well pick the heading block from here, or any other block you want to select. For instance, you can simply search for it, or you look for it among the sections. So let's add the heading block here and add our heading. Now, this is my heading. This is my heading. So after typing the heading, we are beginning with a paragraph. So I'm going to come down again to pick the paragraph block. So I'll continue typing by adding my paragraphs. So after one paragraph, to add the next paragraph, you only need to press the enter key from your keyboard, and you'll be able to add the next paragraph. So I have added some paragraphs to my post. I've typed in some paragraphs, as you can see. So after one paragraph, you just need to press the enter key to go to the next line and begin the next paragraph. So now there is one thing you need to know about headings. Like I said, headings uh, are of different kinds. There are up to H6 headings. It all depends on your team. There are up to six headings. There are up to six headings beginning from H1 to H6. So the first heading here is the title. That's automatically H1. You can only have one H1 heading in your content. You can only have one H1 heading for every page. So the first title, the title of your blog post or your page is your H1. That's the first heading. And then for the purpose of SEO, the second heading is supposed to be H2. And you once you enter your heading, you you can see options. You can see different options from the menu here. You can see different options. You can choose the type of heading you want to insert. It could be the H3 heading. It could be the H2 heading. Since this is the second heading we're adding to our post, let's make it the H2 heading. And there are also other formatting options. You could choose to change the alignment of your heading. You could align it from the right, from the center, or leave it aligned to the left, which is the default setting. So now you can also choose to change the color of your heading. You could change the color to any color that suits you. And you could bolden it, you could italicize it, and you could also add links. You could link from this heading to another page. You can add links, a link for you could add an internal link. An internal link is a link within your website, but external links are links that take you to other websites. Let's say you want to link to my website. You can link from here. This is the hyperlink uh, button, which will enable you to add a link. And there are other options here. You could change this to uppercase. You could add underline. You could strike through. You could add an inline image. And you could even choose to highlight the heading. You know, you could choose to highlight it. And just as you can change the formatting on your heading, you can apply similar formattings as well to your text, to your paragraph text. It's basically a similar thing. So with each block that is selected, with each block that is active, you can see formatting options. You can see formatting options. You could choose to centralize, to change the alignment of every block, the selected block. You could change the font color. You could change, you could increase the fonts, and you could bolden some text. You can bolden the text in an entire block, or if you only want to bolden a specific section of the text, you just need to select it and apply the effect you want to apply to it and see how it looks. And with each block that is active, there is the option panel by the right. This option panel will give you further formatting, additional formatting options, which you can also add, such as color settings. You can add your own custom CSS if you know a little bit of code. You can apply different settings, right? Just like, let's say we come to this image, we can simply select it. And once you select this image, you will be able to see the options at the top. You can replace it if you want. And these are the image settings we can apply. There are image settings we can apply. So always look out for the options. For each block that is active, each block that you select, look at the options from the option panel, from the panel at the right, and see what else you can do. So that's that. We will talk about most of these options in a different lesson. So let's continue with this post creation. Let's complete our post creation process and publish it to see how it looks like. So now I've entered this. This is what I have blocked about, what I've written about so far in my post. This time around, I want to add a YouTube blog. I want to add a blog that will enable me embed a YouTube video right inside my blog post. So what I need to do is, as usual, I'll come down here and click I'll press enter to go to the next line, and then from there I'll be able to come to the plus sign and click uh, the YouTube block. I can easily type YouTube here. It is going to open up the block for me, which will enable me to embed my YouTube video. So it's either I enter the name from the search bar, or I come to embed. From embed, I'll be able to see a list of services I can embed post from. This time around, I only want to embed YouTube video, so I'm going to select the YouTube block. So now it's opened up the block options for me to insert the link to the YouTube video. So I'll come to YouTube and copy the link of the video I want to embed in my WordPress post, and I'll go back to my WordPress editor and paste the link inside the post. So once I paste the link here, I'll choose embed, and the video will be embedded right inside my WordPress post. So you're going to need this to embed. It's probably going to take a few seconds. Now that's done. So you can see that the YouTube video I copied is pasted right inside my WordPress post. So I'll go ahead with the post creation. I want to add more paragraphs. So I'll come down again and add the paragraph block. So I'll continue typing again. Now I have added more paragraphs. I've added more paragraphs to my post. And let's say I want to change this to a different block. It was added as a paragraph block, and I want to change it to a different kind of block entirely. It is possible. You can switch between blocks. So I am going to just simply come to the block and click inside to make it active. And once I do that, I'll point to I'll point here. So once you point here, you'll be able to you can see you'll be able to switch the style of block. So you need to just click there and change the block you want to switch to. I want this to be a quote, so I am going to click quote. So I've changed this paragraph into a quote, and I want to change another paragraph into a heading. So you see how it is done. So I only need to come to the paragraph. No, this is a paragraph. I want to now change it into a heading. So I'll click heading and watch it change into a heading. I want to change it from H2 to H3. Yes. So there are other options you can access from here. If you want to strike through, if you want to change the color, if you want to underline, if you want to change the casing, you can do it all from here. So I'll go on to add some other blocks, then we'll publish this post and see how it looks like. So now let's say I want to add a call to action at the end of my post. Call to action, that's a CTA. I want to add a call to action at the end of my post. I am going to do that using the buttons. So I'm going to move to the next line and then pick a button from here. Maybe let me simply type in what I want from the search box. Yes, this is what I want, buttons. So I'll pick buttons, and the look and feel of the button will adapt the look and feel of your theme. So the way it will appear depends on the theme, how your theme is. So let me enter my CTA inside. Yes, let's say this is what I want. So you can even change the look and feel of the button. You can make it look like a 3D. You can make it circular, and you can choose any of these button styles. You can add shadows to it. There are different button styles here, so you just need to pick any of them that looks appealing to you. This is what I want, and okay, now when after adding your button, I want to centralize it. So I am going to click on the block and choose the alignment from here. Yes, I want this button at the center. So now this button can't take you anywhere because you have not linked it. I've not added any link to it. So if you click on it, it is not going to take you anywhere. So to add a link to it, I'll have to select the text, or if I just click inside the button, I'll be able to insert a link from here. This is the link button. So I can now add a link to a different page in my website here. Once you type in the link, click the enter button here. Now this is the link. The link has been added, and if I publish this page and anybody clicks on this link, it is going to take them to a different page on my website, which I have linked to. You know, I could link this to, I can link it to any page. It could be an external link to a different page on the internet altogether. So we've created a CTA, that's a call to action button. And let's create another button. Well, let's add a WhatsApp button right inside our post. So when someone gets to that point, they'll be able to contact us directly on our WhatsApp number. So I am going to add another block. I'm going to add another block by clicking the plus sign here. And inside the search box here, I can simply type WhatsApp. The moment I start typing WhatsApp, the WhatsApp button is going to come up. But just so you know where it is located, it's one of the Jetpack features. Remember, I told you Jetpack is a very important plugin, and it comes with so many features. It is very feature rich. It enables you to do a lot of things on your website. It improves the performance of your website. So under the Jetpack section here, you can see some of the blocks that are available here, and WhatsApp button is one of them. So you just need to click on it and it will be added on your post. So this is it. So now it is time for you to configure this WhatsApp button. To configure this WhatsApp button, take a look at the options panel here. So first of all, choose your country code. My country code is automatically selected. This is the Nigeria country code +234. Then next, you need to enter your phone number. Let's say this is my phone number. I come here and enter it. And what message do I want to show to visitors as soon as they click on the WhatsApp button? You can customize the message here. That's the default message that the customer will see or the visitor will see when they first click on this WhatsApp button from your website. So now you can also change the color of the WhatsApp button from here. So the default color is the official green for WhatsApp. Alternatively, you can set up your WhatsApp button by clicking the phone icon here. So once you click on it, it will open up the same options you can see on the panel here. We've created and configured our WhatsApp button right inside our WordPress post. So there is something else you need to know about blocks. You can switch the positions of these blocks up and down. I might choose to, let's say I want to take this button up. I only need to click the block and select these arrows. If I want to take it up, I'll just click the up arrow. It's going to move the block up. If I want to bring it down, I'll just need to click the down arrow and it's going to take it back down, one block at a time, one step at a time. Right? You can do that for any of the blocks. Let's say I want to take this heading up. I can simply just click inside the block and move it up or move it down as the case may be. So now we have created a post. We've created our post. We've added different block elements, different content elements inside our WordPress editor. When you're done with your post creation, before you publish your post, you have to come to the options panel and click document. You know, there are always two tabs here. One is for blog, and the second is for document. So the blog section here, or the blog tab here, will only give you information and options regarding the current blog. For instance, if this image is the block that is selected or active, you're going to see options here that have to do with this image. If it is this paragraph block, the options are going to change depending on the nature of the block. So if you want options that pertain the whole of the document, the entire post, you need to click the document tab. And once you click on that document tab, you're going to see some options. The first option here is the visibility of your post. You want it to be public, so you can allow it at public. That's the default setting, but you can change the visibility from there. You can also decide the status of your how your post is published. So when you click the publish button, do you want it published immediately? So you can change that as well from here. So you can change the post format. You can make this blog post sticky, and there are other options. These are the SEO options. This is the permalink. Permalink is the link of our blog, link of our post. And you can add categories like I explained earlier, that during the blog, the post creation process, during the post creation process, you can add categories as well. So these are categories and tags. You can add a category from here. You can add a tag to your blog from here. And then another important thing you can do here is to add a featured image. You can add a featured image. You can see this is our blog link. That's the permalink. It is editable, and it is always advised if you want to edit the link and see how it if you want to customize your link, you have to do it before you publish it. The once you publish it, it is not advisable to change the link any longer, because that is bad for search engine optimization. So now you can, if you've created your blog categories or post categories previously, just like I have, so I am going to select one of these as it relates to my post. So this post will be filed under this category, which I have just selected. So now, if I had not created these categories previously, what I will do is just click here to add a new category. So I'll fill out the category here, and I can add this under a different category. If I add this under a different category, it becomes a child category, while the category it's added under is the main category. So just as with categories, I can as well create tags. So what's this post all about? What do I need to tag this content with? So I can add the tag here. So once you've added your tag, the next thing is to set your featured image. This is how the featured image looks like. This is one example from my blog. So you can set a featured image for your post, which begins before your heading. So now Let's go back and complete our post creation and publish it. So I've added a tag. You can add as many tags as you want, and you separate them with a comma. Once you type a comma, you'll be able to add another tag. So let's add a featured image. So I am going to select an image that already exists inside my media library. I can upload a new image altogether from my computer. So it depends on you. If you've already imported images to your library, you can choose them from there, or you can upload a new one altogether from your computer. So it all depends on you. So I'm going to add a new image from my media library, and I'll set it as my featured. So when done with that, I can add an excerpt. An excerpt, it's an option. It's an optional. Of course, they are all optional fields. Can add an excerpt, which will be the first sentence that is readable, to the user before they actually click through and open your blog post. So you can, if you want to add an excerpt to it, you can optionally add it from here. But do you want people to comment on this blog post? You can choose to turn on comments or turn off comments. You can also allow pinbacks and turn off pinbacks. So those are some of the things you can do from your blog editor right inside WordPress. So when you are done with all those settings, you're done with all these settings, the next thing is to publish your blog post. So, and you will do that by coming up here and click publish. So there'll be a question asking you if you're set to publish this post. When you're done, click publish. So your post is being. So that's the process for creating a blog post, and as well as creating a page in WordPress using the Gutenberg editor or the block editor. So the process for creating a page and a post is that it is the similar process, is more or less the same process. Right now, the only difference is if it is a post you want to create, you'll have to point to post from your dashboard menu and select add new. If it is a page, you have to point to pages from your dashboard menu and click add new. So that's how to create posts and pages in WordPress using the Gutenberg editor. And finally, our post has been published. A post is published, so we can copy the link. You can visit the post to see how it looks like. So that's that. Our post is published and it is now live on the internet, right in our website. This is the post we have created together, and it is published and live on the internet. You look at it, these are all the content elements we added. You can see how your post looks like. These are the CTA buttons we added, and you can as well see what we configured using the Jetpack plugin, the share buttons, and the related posts. So that's how to create pages in WordPress using the block editor, the new WordPress block editor, also referred to as Gutenberg. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments. If you don't have any questions, I'll see you tomorrow for the next lesson.